to the record button. Joining us, head coach Derek King in our post-game chat after today's contest, 3-1 to the Grand Rapids Griffins. IceHogs fall, but Coach King, this game a little bit different than what we've seen in these recent matches against Grand Rapids here lately. It was a hard-fought effort. We didn't see the first goal till the second period, and then things really got interesting in the third with that late push. But what did you see from your team? What did you like from your team in this hard-fought battle tonight?
Well, I think the big thing we got out of this was, we were battling, we were working hard. It wasn't pretty. But it was, still a 1-0 hockey game. We're still involved. Like going back to the last game against them, we playing kind of the same way. It wasn't pretty. And then we'd let a soft one in, and then we just collapsed after that. We didn't collapse after they scored. We just kept playing and playing. I mean, we still got to clean up some stuff, but, at least we kept it respectful, and we'll go from there. But, Matty Tompkins played a hell of a hockey game.
Well, before we dive into Matt Tompkins, I mean, it's been a nitty-gritty affair every time these two teams get, compared to maybe other opponents, the Clevelands, the Chicagos, and the like. What is it about the Griffins that bring out that hard-working, nose to the grindstone style that the IceHogs haven't seen a whole lot of so far this year?
Well, I think the big thing with that team, GRs, is, that's a big team. It's a heavy team. They got some real good pros on that. We always say, like, we're the kids team and they're the men's team. And we got to start playing like that for 3 periods, like a men's team. We're not there yet, but we're gradually getting there. And I think they force you to play a hard hockey game. You have to grind it out with them. You have to be every shift. You can't take a shift off with this team, because if you do, then you get beat 9-4. And today, for the most part, I think we hung in there with them, and they're 3-1.
You talked about goaltender Matt Tompkins at the tail end of that first segment. 29 saves for him, kept the Griffins off the scoreboard in period number 1 with a great sequence. Even in period number 2, the one goal was through a screen. It didn't look like he didn't see it till late. You talk about bounce back performances for goaltenders. I know it's a loss, but for the IceHogs, it seemed like Matt Tompkins found that bounce back performance he was looking for.
Yeah, he was solid. That's the Matty we know and we've seen. So good for him. I mean, you always try to take some positives out of a loss, whether it's a 9-4 loss or a 3-1 loss. But I think the positive here was Matt Tompkins was a big positive for me. Lucky he was on his game, because if he wasn't, it might have turned in a little ugly game again.
You said the same about Colin Delia over the weekend, finding his game again. What was different about Matt Tompkins this time around, now having spent time with the Blackhawks taxi squad and coming into today?
Well, I just think he was seeing the puck better. I think he was, wasn't all over the map in goal. I think even with Deals, when he first come down, he was it just didn't seem like he was structured. His game wasn't there. I think Matty was maybe putting a little too much pressure on. He was going to save the world being a goalie for us, right? And we need good goaltending. Obviously, any team does. But I just thought he was real solid today. Just looked like he had his confidence, and he just looked like the old Matt Tompkins we know.
Jay Taft, your line is active, sir.
Coach, just not a lot of offense tonight in any way that you look at it. Why were you guys so low on the shots on goal tonight? Something you can put a finger on?
Well, I think we're a little too perimeter. They got a good D core. They got forwards that track. They make it hard on you to penetrate into that the home base there where you want to shoot from. So a lot of our stuff was from outside. Anytime, even our goal we scored, it was a point shot, but we finally had some traffic in front of the goalie, and it goes in. So, the big thing we need to work on going back as we play them again is we need a little more bodies in front of the net, and we need to get some more shots through. That's all.
And you mentioned that it's kind of a positive what Tompkins was able to do tonight. It's still got to be tough on him to still be winless in this season. Is his confidence still taking a hit after nights like this, or?
Well, I would hope it wouldn't take a hit because he played so well. His confidence was down earlier when he was losing games and not playing the way he can play. I thought today he played well. and he's got to take some confidence and positive out of that. He's even last year he played some real good games for us, and we just couldn't score goals, and we'd lose like this 3-1. But he played a hell of a hockey game, so at least he's back to playing good hockey and solid goaltending, and that's going to give us an opportunity. We just got to find a way to get pucks to the net, get bodies to the net, and score some greasy goals.
Thanks, Coach.
Yep.
Greg Boyson, your line is active.
Hey, Coach. You got some bad news on the injury front today with Chad Chris out for, a while.
Yeah.
Can you just kind of talk about, how big of a loss that is to you guys, especially since he's one of the guys that has experience on the back end? And also quickly, is there any kind of update on Quinville, who was a late scratch?
Yeah, I haven't. Chad, I just heard about what was going on, so that's a loss for us. It's a loss, and it hurts him. He has his first year last year, and then you want to see how he's improved over the summer with his strength and everything, and then going into this year, hopefully that second year player's got some confidence and his game's going to take the next step. So it wasn't an opportunity to see him too much, so that's going to hurt us. But he's got to do what he needed to do, and he's got to get better, and we'll see where he is when he gets back. Quinville was last minute, which didn't help us. I wish, sometimes you can't control these things. He had some spasms in his back, and as far as I know, but I haven't talked to our trainer. I haven't had time to go in the trainer's room and sit and to find out what really happened in that. But, that hurt us. He can generate some offense, but we'll see where we are tomorrow morning and who's hurt, who's got hurt feelings and after the game, and we'll go from there.
Okay. Thank you.
Thanks.